you know, these are quite interesting teams, the way that they're mixed together, because Kali's so new, Carnage ever so old. Ballin for Life is going to be trying to keep them all together, make the good calls, really spearhead the operation, whereas I feel like it's going to be a not a meritocracy, but rather a democracy on the other side. Three pretty similar players in levels of experience, in levels of seniority. Here we are, off the bat with Kali, the young gun playing from here at the top of the bridge. FaZe, are we going to see this part of the map really heavily emphasized?
Yes, I think the most important part of this map is definitely the middle, and the very tall jump pad by the middle part of the map. It's very important to keep the high ground. You never want to lose the high ground because 2 players or 3 players will usually gang up on you. You always want to make sure that you stick together with your team. Kali right now fighting on his own. I don't see any teammates next to him. I'm pretty sure there might be someone behind him right now, but as you can see, dropping down from the high ground gets him killed straight away.
We're on Vigi now. He's playing by this teleporter. A little bit concerned for his life. Does have Dramis pretty healthy on his team, but J-Back, I mean, you're almost calling for him to give away his life, and he does indeed. Vigi now trying to get on top of an enemy, but a pretty cautious play here. Nobody going all in.
Nobody going all in, but also, as I was mentioning before, you don't want to be in a position where 2 teams are fighting one-on-one. This is probably the worst thing that you can do. Not only you're not helping your team, but you're not fighting as a team, meaning that you're losing time and you're losing stack.
Oh, and he just died a moment after Vigi's spawn, who is now going to be left all green, but... Well, there we are. Dramis is back up, and they are going to survive for just a little bit, as Ballin thinks about pushing on into blue, but going to instead come round the other way, and a little bit more strategic, a little bit of a bigger-brained play. And I'm seeing a lot of restraint, actually. I think in pub wipeout, it's a free-for-all, right? It is just everybody running into everybody. You can already see it, the higher levels in this team mode. It's a lot about falling back. It's a lot about giving your enemy the chance to hang themselves with poor positioning.
Yeah, it's also important, what you've mentioned is players hanging back purely because it's very hard not to give lives away. Therefore, playing slowly and playing as a team together is more beneficial for waiting for that one moment to get the enemy down.
And Kali, you're going to get the winning frag there, as we were on board with Ballin for Life, but it would no doubt have been part of that, being the team leader and captain. Carnage looking to get a few pincers off. Him and J-Back trading thus far. And here's a big push from Vigilante, who with a couple of swift rockets is going to take him down. Ballin for Life. Well, how's he going to respond? It's once again a pretty conservative play, trying to feel them out. And I think that what we're seeing from this team is actually... they're quite spread out. They're playing together, they're communicating, they're controlling space, but they're doing it in quite an interesting way, actually. It's quite mature, I would say.
Yes, it seems that as soon as one of the players gets the right call from their teammates about the enemy's position, they all gang up on that one player. As you can see, Ballin right now probably made the call that the players are in the further map of the part of the map, and therefore you already have Kali helping Ballin in that situation.
Right. Now, there is a serious stack advantage on the side of IDK. J-Back and Vigilante with a lot of stack. Going to be pushing in. There goes Kali. Carnage is full. Ballin at half HP. And this is an opportunity, I feel, if the positioning is right. But Carnage actually going to get Dramis. And, oh, it all goes wrong quite quickly. Vigilante left all on his own. Kali here with the rockets out, but the shaft is strong. Vigi surely going to knock him down with a pincer, finally does. But now, under duress, Carnage takes him out. He's having a great round so far.
At this point, Ballin and Carnage have to push for the advantage. You can see both Vigilante and J-Back had a very long respawn time. You have to really pay attention to that as a team. Usually what will happen is teams don't pay attention to the counter, meaning that they could be using that time to hand down the last player. Unfortunately, as you could see, that didn't happen, so therefore it goes back to 3 versus 3.
3 versus 3, and it's looking good for IDK at the moment. Kali and Ballin for life left over. Carnage gone for a while, so there is a real opportunity for the 3v2 here. Dramis trying to get a little bit of information, and they are currently on Ballin. It's all left to Kali. What can he do? Up against 2. Rocket jumps away, but here's Jay back, and ooh.
I don't think there is survival for Kali at this point.
Yeah, he's all alone, 13 HP, being hunted down by all 3 on the side of IDK, the pincers there. And
it was a good call from IDK to spread out and make sure that they can all take different angles to make sure that Kali is dead. I'm pretty sure it was 1 second away before the other teammate would spawn, so they made a really good call to separate.
There is a point though in Wipeout where even surviving, it's often pretty futile because you're always desynced from each other on the spawn, which means you never get to play 2v3, even 3v3. I mean, that would be ideal. So it was always going to be a difficult situation. Kali was the last alive, but is gone now. We're into a new round. Dramis up against 2. The smoke playing to his favor, though. And has bought himself a little bit of space. J-Pack takes down Kali, and now they're probably going to look to 2v1 Carnage.
I'm slightly worried that Hey is separating themselves so much from each other. Even though yes, they can make calls where the enemies are, but playing separate often puts them in a situation where they cannot fight 2 players at the same time.
Yeah, it is. Oh, Dramis up close. Once again, the smoke coming in handy for him. Yeah, feeling like Wipeout is, I think, at least to me, surprisingly cerebral in the way that people are approaching it. And I'm so glad to see that. Because, of course, in pub, it really is basically an aim trainer. J-Back up top will take down Carnage, will avenge Dramis in the process. We're going to be in a 3v3 already, though. It's 1 minute and 40 into this round, and the respawn times are still so short.
Yeah, them being short, they have to single out the player that has probably the least health. They are aware that J-Back is the one with the least health, therefore they have to make that play for that specific player. Them fighting the other guys is not beneficial for them at the moment, and as you can see, they're trying to really do damage in a very short time. Ballin, the last player of Hey, being able to survive, that's great. Kali probably spawned somewhere close to him. Now they have to both come together and make sure that they defend each other, as it's 3 versus 3 once again.
We're going to have to react live to Carnage as well. They're currently spread across the map. Kali in the long room, Ballin by the telly. And Ballin's going to find Dramis as Kali comes in. He will hear that. And his J-Back, the call has been really good here. They're going to get a 2v1 up top. And now he can follow up where Ballin was before.
And now is the time to push Vigilante. They know where he is, and that is a perfect execution. Together, the third player was coming. He was on his way. They didn't need the help. Therefore, they took the win in that fight.
Really opportunistic. They had their opportunity. They took it oh so easily. And it looked, honestly, a bit hopeless for the other team. 2-1 now. Carnage Johnson in a scrap with Dramis. Going to get taken down. The Rockets better on the other end. Egg hunt already. Wow. Don't see that every day. Ah, you probably do, actually.
It's been definitely a very fast egg hunt. One thing that I've noticed, the both teams don't utilize the heal together.
Right.
For some reason, they prefer healing on their own, which doesn't really play out in their favor, as you get 5 health attack. As a whole team, you would be getting 15. So you really have to value healing together rather than on your own.
Life going to be pushing in there, getting Vigi, and 3-1 already. A super quick round. You can see the cadence of a wipeout round can be so variable. We've seen all flavors so far. Ball of Life up against Vigi in the duel. And they're going to trade blow for blow so far. Ball for Life going to go up high. As we say, the most important area of the map, and for good reason.
Right now, as you can see, Kali being close to his teammates, defending him, making sure that he's okay while he's healing. Great play by him. Right now, they should be focusing on the team. Great rocket by Kali. They got an assist on a player, and that means 2 players are down at the moment. 3v3 once again. They have the information that they're in the middle. Kali pushing 2 players, maybe not very safe, but his teammates are right next to him, therefore they can probably take 2 players out.
Yeah, it was interesting. Kali wanted to go 1v2 there, and it's actually the 2 people that backed away. Dramis left all alone up top. They will know where he is, but he's in a decent position to defend himself. Kind of just going to get 1 direct, but eat 1 himself, and that's going to favor the player with the Siphonator active. Bye-bye, Carnage. Dramis doing a great job as last left alive, as Vigi does now come up. All in for life in a scrap. Around this telly area, so tricky sometimes, you know, it's a little bit of guesswork, a bit of a reading your opponent, because you're always going to have that line of sight. Roland does fall. Vigi will now have all of his teammates. Ball for Life up in 5. Can they do anything here in the 3v2 is the question.
I mean, I would hope so. They had enough time to handle at least 1 more player, making it potentially 3 versus 1. That didn't happen. They didn't utilize that time to their own skill. So unfortunately, it's going to be back to 2 versus 3. Hopefully, they will be able to manage without Kali at this point. They're very good players that can handle themselves. As you can see,
Vigi
2 versus 2 right now. And it will all come down to who can play play by play. And as you can see, quite a victory right now.
Yeah, I mean, that was quick. Vigi came round Banana, found Ballin, who just hit stunning rockets, and it was pretty simple, honestly. From there, everyone got collected. That's going to be a 4-1 for Hey. IDK now, well, they're going to get their choice. Where do you want to see them go? Surely not Wipeout.
Not Wipeout. As you could see, that was a 4-1. If you look at the damages done by each team, they were not that far off each other. But the decision making, when to pick fights, how do you pick fights, who you are playing with, and how you play versus the other team, those things really come together, and that granted them the victory. So I believe they have a lot more experience with each other as a team and playing together.
It certainly did seem that way. They looked really good and well coordinated. We'll see if they can carry this into Sunken, a MacGuffin map. This is going to be the pick of IDK. Dramis, Drayback, and Vigilante, as Jahar rightly said in the pre-game, been around for a long time, played every team mode there's been in Quake or Arena FPS history. And they're probably going to feel a little bit more comfortable in the MacGuffin.
I would say so myself. But once again, I would be worried about the firing power on IDK's team. They all can shoot very well, but it's about choosing the right fights to shoot. A lot of teams usually fight in the middle, doing damage that is unnecessary. So sure, they can get as much damage, but unfortunately, that doesn't work out towards the main objective.
Well, we're going to be on board with Dramis here at the beginning of the round. Red going to go the way of Kali. And, well, we're going to be looking at probably this second red. I think Dramis is going to try and help with that fight. Comes to get a pincer. Finds 3 blue balls that will take him down. Carnage up top with the pincer. Such an important weapon. We're going to see it time and time again in MacGuffin. And who has the stack to take this MacGuffin and do something with it? Well, it seems to be Kali, the one on it. and making his way to base A. Of course, in the first 2 rounds, it is given which base each team has. They will have a selection if we go to a 3rd round. What do we think of base A, Fez?
I think this base in particular, maybe not the best base to defend. I think it's one of the easiest to attack. But given, again, the firepower, it's going to be a lot easier for them to defend that particular base. It's very pincer heavy, so if you can position yourself around the pincer areas on that specific base, you can really hold people off. But then again, you have to make sure that you can hit your shots. If you do not hit your shots, it's very easy to get in and get the MacGuffin out.
Well, we're at B now, and this is a mighty base, isn't it? Vigi with the power-up as well. It's going to be able to hold more than his own. It's such a dangerous base to attack. So many angles. The pincer here is obscenely powerful. And they're looking to make a decent run of things. This is a solid cap already, as I think Vigi's having a little bit of issues. Is it me? I believe I've like that.
Yes, I believe you like that, but it's fine on my end. Vigi and his team are currently still defending. There's no sight of players. They are far on the map. One thing that I like to point out, that they have been setting themselves up in the base in correct positions that grant them the most advantage over the enemy, making sure that they can defend well. But Bolin with the MacGuffin escaping that base, hoping to get to base A. I'm slightly concerned that he's going on his own to the base A. He's waiting for his teammates to join it now.
His Vigi,
unfortunately, gets him almost, capping the base. And now all they have to do is position themselves well enough that they can defend it.
Dramis with the rocket. Bolin's gonna fall, and well, that's not what you want. What can I say? You're gonna be playing for the next power up, of course. Always crucial in these team modes. But you're gonna get the better of Kali. And it's a bloodbath here in the center of the map. A contested. There's gonna be the attempted pull, but does it mean that they're more on the power up than the other team? It's gonna go the way of Dramis, but he's got almost nothing in terms of
they shouldn't be going into that base
shotgun
at all. It's a crucial mistake that Dramis did, going into the base with the power up instead of waiting slightly and restacking himself. They gave the power up to the enemies, and at this point, all they have to do is, again, defend and just wait for the players to come in. As you know, you have the power up, you don't have to do anything else apart from standing on the base and restacking.
Kali making it happen with this pincer power up now in the hands of Carnage. Gonna fade fairly soon though. Gets one shot off, maybe not even that, hard to say. As Kali makes a valiant defense. There's the throw, but it's going to be captured, surely. No, Jay backs on it. Balling with the MacGuffin, though, is going to bring it back. We're in overtime once again. Is there going to be a touch? There is indeed. Vigi's on it. Now with all 3 on point. No, Jay back. No. Round 1 goes to Hay.
Round 1 won by Hay. Again, I think the reason why they won that round, it was Kali being the MVP at the very end of that round, but also Dramis giving up that power up so easily.
Yep, it's something you have to take care of. I mean, the power up is so powerful, obviously, when you have it, but you're always a liability as well. And navigating that risk/reward is really one of the pivot points, I would say, like one of the really defining characteristics of a player or a team, and it can be the difference between winning and losing. Carnage with the pincer going to get collected by the rocket, though. It's Jay back on the MacGuffin. Seemed a little bit flustered there with so much going on around him. He's going to come out play, but there's Carnage with the blaster. He's going to take Dramis as well. Thrown, hopefully, to someone on his team, but it's going to go the way of Vigi, who's now going to make the run, and finally the capture here on base A.
That was a very unfortunate throw. That could have been a game changer. Unfortunately, it bounced back into Vigilante's hand. They're back to defending. Hopefully, they can remain in control over that side of the map. Kali with the power up, waiting for his teammates to capture the point. He's gonna come and help them right now. At the very back, hitting all the shots that he needs, apart from this one.
Oh no!
That costed him a life. This is Caster's curse, I was told, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so.
that'll happen. You have a great power now, FaZe. Use it wisely.
I'll try to.
So this is looking like a pretty mighty cap at the moment. Ballin playing around this. Gonna go into Dramis, but Dramis hits better. Jay back on the point though with the cleanup, and it's pretty contested. It's pretty messy, but crucially points in the bag for IDK.
Oh, what a great
His Ballin though.
That was a great pin. Unfortunately, he couldn't finish him off. Ballin going back to the base right now, being killed by J-Back. Kali doesn't have much chance versus two players at that point. They're both weak. Ballin intercepting the MacGuffin, running into the base. At this point, I'm slightly worried that his teammates are not that close to the base, meaning that at any point, they can get attacked by two players or three players even. As you can see, players are already making their way. And I'm seeing this as a cap.
Oh, looks like it will be a pull. One of the issues there for Kali, Ballin and Kanj was just none of them had any stack in particular. They had weapons, but they were always so low. Carnage now up against Vigi, hits the melee. There's going to be the cap. I don't think we'd see one of those this early in the day. But there we are. More
the
points.
melee player was great.
Yeah. Absolutely needed. The correct call at that moment. Carnage going to throw it back. Dramis there along with Vigi, but oh, are they going to be able to make the run? I don't think they are. Kali and Ballin double up.
They're very aware. Kali's aware of the position of MacGuffin. One thing you also have to keep in mind is when you do throw the MacGuffin, it becomes available to the enemies through walls, as you can see the position of it. So sometimes it's maybe a lot better to not throw it to your teammate. It's better to keep it on you so that you at least not giving away the position of the MacGuffin as the enemy has the power up.
Right. So we're going to see the run now from Dramis, who is making his way to that A base. Will be making the cap happen. Kali's there quite quickly though. J-Back going to take down Ballin, but it looks to be a pull in the hands of Kali, who will now run it through the midfield by the rocket launcher. And we're all the way back in base B.
Base B, there's already an enemy in the base. This time around, Hey did manage to have more than one player in the base come back. There's two guys more. Hopefully they're going to be able to recap it. It's been thrown to the 50 bubble. That saves some time for the other team. Purely because if you do throw it away so far, you're wasting time. That means that the team cannot capture it so quickly back.
FaZe, I have to wonder, are these teams overemphasizing the cap? Because these haven't been high quality caps. Is there something that you can do to secure them for longer? Do they have to play more conservatively, or is this just how MacGuffin goes?
MacGuffin can go either way. It really depends what you do as a team. As you know, this is a team mode. It heavily relies on three people running together and defending together. And so far what we've seen from both teams is there's always a dedicated runner who runs as fast to the base. But in a way, it's very unfortunate purely because there is only one player in that base. So the enemies can easily recap. Therefore, at the moment, what I would suggest for both teams to do is play together, attack together.
Dramis going off with the power up. We're going to see if they can manage to attack together. This is crucial right now for IDK. They need this round to stay in this best of three. Dramis at the back of the base in a fairly secure position. Got a decent level of weaponry as well, but he's going to come out for a little bit of rocket ammo. And he's going to pay with his life. Now it's on J-Back to come back and try and stop Carnage. He will. Up against Ballin now. Shaft versus the Pincer. Is worried about someone coming from behind. He needn't be. That's going to be the round at 1-1.
It's going to be a round, but that was very scary for Dramus to push out of the base and put himself in a situation where he was completely out of position. And as you could see, he ate all the rockets. Because being in a confined space like this, you're giving your enemy a lot of room to play around with rockets, meaning that you will probably die within a second if there are enemies there. And usually, if you are on that side of the map, 2 players will be spawning around rocket and pincer area.
Gonna be playing in this middle level, so important to hold it if you are to get on this MacGuffin. Dramus is going to be in there or thereabouts. The throw is not good though, and it's going to be by the jump pad in the hands of Cali, taken down by J-Back. And it is messy, FaZe. It's very, very messy. How's it going to resolve? With Dramus making his way to A? I think it's with Dramus making his way to A.
Yeah, definitely making a way to A. Both teams, what they did really well there is they both had 2 players in the middle who would be pincering the enemy. It's one of the best positions out there, and Dramus with all the frags securing himself. A power up with a red, he can easily just go back to the enemy base on his own. And
let's go, Dramus.
Perhaps should have.
Just using the power-up. Carnage gonna take him down. J-Back said to collect the power-up though, and his team will thank him up close with the blaster. Absolutely lethal with triple damage. As J-Back still holds his power-up, but Ballin's there. He's gonna fall. Carnage making it interesting, and will pick up the MacGuffin, make his way through the midfield. A little bit dangerous going up that jump pad, I feel, and now he's gonna find Vigi at the top of it, but the shotgun wasn't there. Dramus, the last line of defense, but it's going to be a cap. Ballin for life now, taking arguably the most powerful position on the map.
100%, and it was a great cap purely because there was 2 players in the base, essentially 3, one of them dying. Nonetheless, they were right behind him, able to support back, and J-Back just hitting pincers all the time this round.
Dude, just hit pincers. It solves so many problems, FaZe. Have you tried it yourself?
I know. No, maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. That's why I'm casting and not playing.
Why you're a caster. Yeah. I'm a caster because of the perks, honestly. I mean, I could be a player, obviously, but
no, obviously.
You don't get a personal assistant as a player. Yeah. Carnage here. Making a pretty solid defense. A nice rocket at the end there, though. But Dramus, as well as J-Back, have made a good attack. Gonna throw it now to Vigilante. Power up coming up, and this is such an interesting moment because there are so many things the teams want to do. They want red, they want mega, they want power up, they want the MacGuffin, and how are they gonna figure out what to do? Vigi's gonna throw it, pick it up himself, find Ballin. Gets the melee out, but that's it. Here's Cali, though, making the run with the power-up and the cap. And this looks like it should be a secure one.
It's definitely a secure one, but again, I don't understand why the IDK team wanted to throw the MacGuffin. I mean, I understand they want to get it closer to the base, but you're given information, all the information to the enemy team that has the power up, meaning they can easily intercept it straight away. So I'm not sure what the play was there, but that didn't work out in their favor, and Hay is back in the possession of the MacGuffin in the base.
Yeah, here's Ballin as just trying to knock them down. Not doing a bad job, but Vigi sneaks away. That is the man Ballin's chasing, and that is the cap. 77 plays 47. Vigi gonna get caught out though. Carnage and Cali were there to collect him. At this point, I mean, we've seen it. You said this isn't the easiest point to defend, and it's been such a mess of just trade frag after trade frag. So far, really not bad for IDK, but
yeah, this specific point relies on you being able to play as a team as a whole. That's why it's usually very messy, because you really have to be on point with your comms, you have to be on point with your position and the weapons that you have. You have to trust your team, hence why this point is very, very hard to defend.
It certainly is. Vindicator coming up, but the points so near that 100 mark. We're at 99 now. Here's the overtime. Carnage has a jump on. Dramis is going to take him down. It's desperation from Hey, as IDK are about to make this a 3-game series, unless Kali has something to say about it, but Vigi's going to take him down. Carnage Johnson with the power-up, but he needs to be on the point, as here's the cap. Overtime once again. Where's the touch? Here comes Carnage with the power-up. Makes it happen. There's the pull. And, ooh, this could go either way still.
It can go either way, and him deciding to potentially go for banana or that side of the map, it's very risky because usually teams spawn on the pincer area, as I was explaining before, meaning he was already below the 70 mark. So any enemy that would look at him with a pincer, he would die straight away.
I can't believe Kali lived there. He got directed almost instantly, but is actually going to be able to get the MacGuffin. Now onto his base, but Vigi's there with the pincer. Dramis going to be pushing on in lethal with the blaster. And now we're back at A, but not for long, as Kali's going to take him down. Vigi gets the trade frag, but Ballin' for Life in the back, as he so often is, with the MacGuffin. But FaZe, I just can't keep up at this point. It's frag on frag on frag. Carnage going to be the one with the MacGuffin, running his way to B. Right now.
It's a huge decider, so they have to make sure that both teams are playing really tight together. Hence why you'll see a lot of players right now making plays that they wouldn't usually make due to pressure.
Yeah.
At this point, really have to put it together, hold it together, and hopefully manage to cap.
Is that going to be the rocket that gives us the end of the game? No, it's not. 2 more touches. Hey stands strong, though, unless Vigi can touch. He can't. Millimeters away. It will be a 2-0 with Hey taking down IDK. But, man, that was a close one.